Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's going to be a match between Testie and DinoT here on Colloseum. This is a Gosu game sent to me by Lazaros as part of our Gosu Gamers replay pack. Man, about a year ago now. This has been filled with incredible games, not for the same reasons, but every single one of these that I've cast earned the tag Gosu. Alright, top right hand side here in the Carbot skin is the teal Zerg player. It is DinoT from Chile. And in the bottom left, it is the Canadian Terran player Testie, who I don't think I've ever cast Testie before. I like Testie a lot. I wish to watch him back in the day, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. He was a really cool dude, really great player, really well known. DinoT, according to a comment that I saw, I need to actually see how old he is now, but I think back when this was played, he was like 15 years old. So let me take a quick gander at his Wikipedia page, because it is actually surprisingly robust for DinoT. I've never heard of him before, but he's known for his aggressive play. Excuse me. According to the Wikipedia, and does he have? He's 27 now. So 10 years ago he was 17, and then two more. Oh yeah, he was 15. He was 15 in 2008. So he's young. He's a young Chilean Zerg player here. He was playing in a TSL Razor tournament that I found some YouTube videos on back in 2008 when he was very young. He was in there with players like Noni, players like, I think Rhett was in there, Whitera was present, Idra was around too, Testie was involved obviously because, anyway, he's here, and it just, I don't know. These are just memories, man. The memories are coming back. I'm sure for some of you too, you'll be like, you clicked on this because you saw Testie and you were like, whoa! Is he still playing? Sadly, I don't think he is. Most of the people that are on the channel, for the most part, are retired. But at the same time, there are a bunch that aren't. There are a bunch that are still active. So if you want to know about a player, you can check Wikipedia, see what they're up to. They usually have some updated information there. But anyway, this is the Carbot skin, just part of Carbot Animations, kind of tribute to StarCraft, right? Always doing those animations about Blizzard properties, including Warcraft and StarCraft, and Blizzard actually just hired the guy to do an entire skin for Brood War, and that's what this is. It's cartoony, it's fun, I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite things. I know people don't like it, I don't do this all the time as a result, but every once in a while I just get the itch to cast something in Carbot, because it just makes me happy. Look at the Marine, he's so happy down there. Big old faceplate going on, little gun. So this is Colloseum. It is a map that I've cast a few games on here recently, so we should be pretty darn familiar with it. You got this creep out here, so you can't get bunker rush or cannon rushed up in this area. You can build on it if you want to. If you're a Zerg player, you can kill this sunken if you want to get rid of the creep, which doesn't seem to be happening here from Testie. He's not really worried about it, but that was a hatch firster. Actually, no, that might have been an overpool, but overpool, hatch, whatever. Nobody's getting scouted yet. The SCV is finally scouting the Zerg player. No sign of a super aggressive play here at all from Testie. So he just got the one racks up. He is tossing up another supply depot, and that's about it. So he'll probably be expanding. Checking to make sure there's nothing crazy up this way. Maybe an overlord that he can kill if the spawn location was in the top left. But no, it is not. So a couple lings are out right now. Yeah, that timing makes a lot more sense for it to be an overpool. And I'm going to say indeed it was. It was droning up pretty hard. That is one of the things you really have to learn how to do as Zerg, is when to drone. Figure out when to just hit that D key over and over and over and over again, wave after wave after wave as the larvae keep spawning, and when you need to make units to attack. Now, if you're planning on being aggressive, sure, that's easy to know. Like, I would like to get up to this many workers. I have a build, and I'd like to attack. Once I get up to that number of workers, I'm going to start making a ton of lings or some lurkers, and we'll go. But if you're playing a little bit more defensively, knowing when to make your stuff really requires scouting. You just have to know what's going on the other side of the map here. So that's why we have Overlord in this position. Overlord coming down from the north to the south here, and actually not expanding. Look at him taking a bunker. Oh, one base opening, double factory down here for Testie, and a bunker to deal with the early ling pressure that might come in here. 4 Marines versus 4 lings should be okay with decent micro, but with the bunker it's a lot easier to take them down. Look at the timing. The bunker finishes and the lings are in vision. That's incredible. So lings go for some high ground, spotting, trying to see what's over here. Can't see much other than the bunker. They don't get vision on the factories there, so that's a bit of a bust of an attempted scout. But you got to try. You got to do what you can here. So at this point, you don't know if your opponent has an expansion yet. So this Overlord's coming in to get in an area where he can see this, but he's not vulnerable to Marine fire. Whoa! Did he threw down a command center and instantly canceled that. What was that? It's very strange. SCV scouting around again. Scouting is the order of the day here. Spire coming in, so we're just going to go for a 2-base Mutalisk opening out of DinoT. Pronunciation may be off. I watched a couple of videos where he was being cast on YouTube from, again, like 2008. And like I found a German caster who pronounced him differently than the English casters did. I'm sure a Spanish caster might say it differently, but DinoT is what we're going to roll with here. I really want to say Dino because that's like the French pronunciation of those letters, but not French, man. He's Chilean. He's from the South America. So 1 base should be able to hold 2 Mutalisks, or 2-base Muta pretty easily. Engineering bay is already done. Turrets really need to be in production. He's just going right to Goliath. Oh, I was going to be like, man, where are your turrets at, bro? And he's making 1, 2, nope, 1, 2, and Goliaths. I don't know that I've seen Goliaths as the answer to a 2-base Mutalisk opener. Interesting. I love that the Sunken was built on this neutral creep here for DinoT. That's pretty fantastic. The Vultures do not get much done. The Mutas combined with the Sunken, combined with the body block there of the drones, actually kind of awesome. This SCV gets ganged up on by fellow workers and murdered, unfortunately for him. But yeah, man, more turrets. 4 turrets here. This is a lot of turrets, man. This is not like 8 Mutalisks. This is 5. But I guess he doesn't have the Marine count to really handle it either, and he doesn't have Karen boosters because he's working on that. So what about this game makes it Gosu? That is what I'd like to know. Yeah, that turret count is nuts. Maybe an overcompensation here from Testie. I mean, you're not taking down that bunker with 5 Mutas, not when there are 4 Marines inside it. He's just trying to find damage with these Mutas because he made them and he cut workers and he cut base construction to do it. Oh, trying to pull back to be in range of the missile turret. The Goliaths hit pretty hard, but having missile turret support here. Look at this go. These Mutas, though, they're... Okay, one of them finally goes down. They were surviving a lot longer than I thought they would. 2 more go down. But he gets a turret, and he gets a couple of these Goliaths, which, again, getting repaired up by SCVs. And Karen Booster's going to finish here, which will make them a lot better because range is really good. 3rd base from DinoT is done. He's just making 5 more Mutalisks, man. That really tracks with his reputation as being an aggressive Zerg player. I can understand it. I can understand the impulse. One of the reasons I chose to play Zerg back in 98 was because they were aggressive, they were fast, they were mash your face on the opponent until they died. And that's what I liked about them. Muta count getting whittled down a little bit. You kind of want to... If you have 5 Mutas and that's all you're planning on making, you're going to tech switch into something else. Losing those Mutas is not like the end of the world. But if you're making a lot of Mutalisks, it sucks to lose those early ones. Because it's better for you to have like 15 Mutas than it is to have 7 Mutas because your early ones died, you know? It's a good number here, but he could have, 4 or 5 more of them. And that would be pretty darn scary, honestly. This is scary enough as it is. 10 Mutas coming in, some of them injured. But the Charon boosters means we can hit you from really far away. And if you try to close on us, you'll take 2 or 3 hits before you even get within 2 attacking range of Mutalisks. Look at that. So many guys can fire. It's not even like they do bonus damage to Mutas. It's just the amount of damage being done is coming from a long distance. And it's big enough that it's a big deal. So this is, man, so many Mutalisks. And finally, Testie is expanding. It's about time, man. This 8.5-minute expand is kind of crazy. Oh, is he going to lose it? Look at these Mutas coming in, trying to stop this from happening. But there's enough Goliaths. They saw this coming, reacted perfectly to it. And that's it. Whew. So I'm sure most of you guys are, you've heard a lot about the protests. I cast about a week in advance, so I'm actually talking about this on the 2nd of June. But my town, Salt Lake City, I mean, I'm not in Salt Lake City proper, but the Salt Lake Valley, it's a big metropolitan area, has a curfew on going from 8 p.m. or in some places. Anyway, I think it's 8. So the funny thing is they do these push notifications to our phones, which is cool. It's a good way to let people know what's going on. But I always get it around like 9:15. They're like a curfew's in effect from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. And I'm like, but that was an hour ago. How am I supposed to know about that? I could have been outside this whole time and been breaking the curfew. It's very strange. Anywho, the Mutas sneaking around. I guess that just got that notification on my phone. That's why I brought that up. So the Mutas, 11 of them, with an Overlord in there, stacked up. Going to take down a supply depot and supply block Testie for about half a second before another depot comes up. Mutas getting behind that mineral line are very annoying. The Goliaths need to be over here and trap him. Like, that is a trap location, but didn't actually position them quite well enough to do that, and that's fine. Say saw. So he's just meching it. He is meching from day one. He made those 4 Marines and he was like, that's it, man. We are going mech all the live long day. Where is an SCV to repair that bunker? It is actively burning down. It will take some time. Buildings burn slower in Brood War than they do in StarCraft 2. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure they made that decision. Seems like something you'd probably want to keep consistent, but I don't know how much it matters either. But this is so many Mutalisk from DinoT. Holy cannoli. Vultures with speed cruising around. Yeah, what do you want? These Mutalisks would like to murder you. I know that's not something you want to be involved in, but not much you can do about it depending on the angles involved because you're zippy. I think Mutalisks and Vultures have the same move speed. I think trivia, man. Sometimes the trivia. Pretty sure I looked that up. Now I need to look that up. Because somebody's going to be like, Falcon? Yes, I know. I know. Vulture move speed with upgrade is 4.9. Does it really only just say 4.9 and not what the speed is with the speed? That's interesting. It doesn't tell me what the upgrade does. And Mutalisk move speed is 4.963. So they have the same move speed. And that's gotta be without the speed upgrade, right? I think so, because Vultures are faster than this. So yeah, that's what it is. It makes sense for them to do it that way. So anyway, they weren't catching the Vultures that had speed as they were running away from them, but around angles and corners, and the Vultures couldn't just go as the crow flies, and the Mutas could. They could get some hits off there, and that's what the big deal was. Anyway, what makes this Gosu, other than it is just a mass Mutalisk play? This is like 24 Mutas. I don't know that I've seen this many Mutas in a ZVT before, and it's ZVZ I think I may have that I cast a while ago. It was also a Gosu game, but look at this, man. Testie's like, well, let's just move out. Let's base race. I can't kill this many Mutalisks, it turns out here. He's trying to save the command center with a SCV, but the SCV gets murderized. Command center actually lives because the Mutas decide to head home to defend because there's a giant Goliath tank, well, Marine army here. The Marines don't have any upgrades, but that's cool. They're here anyway to do some damage. Yeah, so this is just mass Goliath with +1/+1. The Mutas are sitting on +1 Carapace, but no attack upgrades. They're going for +2 Carapace. And the tank at the front doing some damage. The Mutas might want to try to snipe that. That's really the biggest concern. And there is no splash damage here from Testie either. So the tank goes down, and then this is your engagement, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000,000 Mutalisks versus 1,000,000 Goliaths, and there's not any splash. So I fear for the future of these Goliaths more than I do for the Mutas. Because Goliaths aren't Marines. They don't attack as quickly as Marines do, but it looks like the Mutas are going to be enough to chase these Goliaths out. That Goliath goes down with 5 kills. He did his duty. Testie, in the meanwhile, retakes his natural. Command center on fire. And 4th base is done for DinoT. So, gotta say, I feel like DinoT's in control of this game. He's up 98 to 60 total supply. All of the Mutalisks in the known universe. I kind of feel like he should have gone for the base race, right? He should have jumped down here. There are only like 5 turrets, 6 turrets. Just burn it down, burn it down, burn it down, burn it down, burn all of this down, and then go back home and deal with the Goliaths. They're not going to kill all your buildings before you kill theirs, I don't think. And I think that window may have passed. I think maybe we're into a bit more of a dangerous scenario for the Zerg player than he would otherwise want to be. That said, it's 2 base to 4 base. He hasn't really lost many drones today. I don't think he is happily sitting at about 40 workers. So is Testie, but he's only on 2 bases, which means he's oversaturated. That natural base does not have a lot of mineral patches on it. Not on Colloseum, it doesn't. So yeah, we have a long way to go. You may have noticed how long this game is when you clicked on it. And one of the common features in these Gosu replays is that many of them are very long. Some of them are not. Some of them earn the Gosu tag with like 15 minutes, which I actually need to get a couple of those out. Morthada returns. Remember Morthada versus Dark Shadow? where he mind-controlled an SCV and got his own tank army versus his Terran opponent, and it was kind of awesome. Yeah, that was Morthada versus Dark Shadow. Morthada earned his way into the Gosu replay pack by doing something else. I don't know if it was the same thing, but I'm interested to see what it is. Maybe a little bit in the future here. Radiate on the way. If your opponent's going Mass Mutalisk and you don't have a Radiate, you're probably doing it wrong. Got some Scourge in here to compensate for the Science Vessels that he knows have to be on the way at this point. Kind of surprised there weren't any in the initial engagement, I have to assume, right? And he's like, how come there were not any of those? Anyway, hope you're having a good time. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying healthy. The intersection of the COVID with the protesting is bad. It just is. And I'm not telling people how they should live their lives, but it's not going to be great. So, look at all these turrets. Holy smokes. Testie. I mean, it looks like Dino's just going to expand again. I would if I was him. I'd take this base easily. Maybe even take this one. Just expanding the entire map. Look at him just making sure that drops can't sneak over this way, making sure that science vessels can't get this way without being spotted. I would honestly have like 10 science vessels if I was DinoT Testie right now. Not that he has the gas for it, mind you, because he is only on 2 refineries and he's been spending it on things like Goliaths and science vessels, which are very gas heavy. But yeah, I'd have a lot of science vessels. I'd be irradiating, just jumping in here, irradiate, run, irradiate, run, irradiate, run. I know you can't actually run faster than the Mutas can with science vessels, but this is a pretty safe area to pull back to. You could jump out here, irradiate, pull back to the missile turrets and be okay probably. Especially if the Zerg player has to spend some time splitting first. Oh my gosh, it's a Hydralisk. DinoT made something other than Lings and Mutas, you guys, and Scourge. A single Hydra. Which, Hydras trade pretty well versus Goliaths, man. Hydra pretty good straight-up ground DPS versus those guys. If there were more tanks, that'd be more of a concern. Greater Spire, too. I don't know if you want to go Guardians here. I'm not sure what Devourers would do. Hey, Ling's got into this third base because your back door was wide open. Run! I don't think many SCVs died, though. We're still at 46 from Testie. So his third base is running. He's got his third gas now. So he might have enough gas to make 1 million science vessels, but he's really just going Mass Goliath. This is such a weird game. That's why I like the Gosu tag. It's because it's weird stuff, man. It's very strange stuff that you normally do not see. Anyway, I think it's funny the people that come to the Carbot cast and are like, I can't tell what anything is. I don't know. I don't see the skins. I talked about this on the last Carbot skin, but after about 4 minutes of casting in Carbot, I'm like, ah, yes, Mutalisk, Zergling, Hydra. My brain forgets what I'm looking at. I'm not like constantly distracted by how cute these Zerglings are, even though I probably should be, because by golly, they are adorable. The Goliaths appropriately derpy. Their little hinged feet down there. Hinged legs, I guess. Yeah, top left base taken by DinoT 2. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how the game goes on as long as it does. It's 188 supply to 117 supply. Like, at some point, you just go. He's making 11 Guardians. We've seen Guardians in the Carbot skin before, but it's been a while. So if you want to see them, here they be. They're so happy. Look how happy their little smiles are. They're coming to murder you. Why would you... Look, man, Goliaths have the same range as Guardians do. They will hit you while you're hitting them. I mean, you could feasibly take down the turrets with this, which I think maybe setting up here and killing these turrets would be amazing. But here... Oh, the Irradiates, though. The Irradiates, though. The Mutas jumping into the chaos right now. More Irradiates going down on all of the Mutalisks. Goliath's trying to fight as well as they can. A handful of Guardians still remain, but the Irradiate is wrecking these Mutas. The Goliaths fighting against the small handful of Hydras that remain that don't have any attack upgrades at all. The Guardians getting focused down by the remaining Goliaths pretty effectively here. Science Vessels almost have enough energy for another Irradiate, but I don't think it matters at this point. Ooh, more Hydras coming on the backside, though. And you know what? There are some Hydras and a Guardian remaining. Oh, never mind. It wandered in range of a missile turret like they like to do. Suddenly, this third base is in a lot of trouble. But they choose to engage with the Goliaths instead. They have the high ground advantage, but the vision makes it kind of worthless there. So Irradiation, just good against Zerg in general. Big Hydra push. They have speed. You can tell because they zippy. They are zippy boys cruising on in here. Radiates on everything. Science Vessels going down. I'm serious. Jump down to this third and kill these SCVs. There's nothing to stop you from doing this right now. You notice how it's 84 to 82 supply, though? Like, that engagement with all the mutas really did not go in DinoT's favor. Testie owned that with the Irradiate for the most part. Yeah, SCV's getting sniped. Testie's down to 40 SCVs. But he is on 3 bases, and there are a couple tanks, and the Hydras don't want to deal with that. They don't have these level of not squishiness you need to deal with tanks. That said, there's nothing on the ground that Zerg has that is not squishy. Everything's squishy. Even Ultras are squishy if you have enough tanks involved. So the tech switch... Oh, hey, look, a tech switch into Ultralisk. We're going to see Ultras in the skin. Ultralisk Cavern. Greater Spire has a smiley face on it. The Queen's Nest is a birthday cake because that's how Carbot rolls in his animations. It has for some time. But yeah, you should check out Carbot animation. I think he's doing some Warcraft 2 stuff right now. And it's good. It's really good. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's smart. Just search Carbot animation on YouTube and you should be able to find his stuff. No problemo. Titanus plating on the way for those Ultralisks. And again, if the tank count is high enough, you're at +2 attack and they're working on +3. Your tanks might not be as effective as you want them to be here, DinoT. Spanning down the right side here, too. I mean, DinoT is just throwing himself into the Terran. Ooh, free Vultures, though. Hey, guys. Bad place to be. Still no attack upgrades at all. We're going to melee attacks, but Hydras do not merit attack upgrades whatsoever. I guess neither do the Lings or the Ultras. Are all of our Mutalisks dead? Or did any of them pull back? I think all of our Mutas are dead. I think the era of the Mutalisk is over. Did he... I don't know if he invested anything into Flyer attack before they all died. Defiler Mound on the way from DinoT. Okie doke. Oh, there it is, actually. Accidentally showing that on the screen. I want to find one Mutalisk or a Scourge or something that would show me what the up... Oh, here we go. So, 2 Carapace, at least. That doesn't upgrade, though. I don't know if he got Flyer Attack, but he definitely got Flyer Carapace, which we saw. I talked about that, so we know. All right, DinoT. Again, he has a massive economical advantage in number of bases and number of workers. The fact that we have 50 SCVs on effectively 1 mining base is not good. A lot of idle SCVs at the natural. Testie really needs to take a 4th base if he's going to survive this game under any stretch. Which, as this game does not end in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to assume he does somehow and some way. But he's got so many tanks. He's preparing for this Ultralisk attack. Like his life depends on it. Consume coming in. Dark Swarm does not save you from tank splash, man. We have seen that time and time again. Look at this. You've been expanding down here. Like, this would be the 4th base for Testie. And DinoT's like, nah. I'll take that. I'll take this. It might as well. Honestly, should have taken this one like 10 minutes ago and just chose not to. Ensnare's coming in for the 2nd time in 2 weeks. I had an Ensnare game last week that you guys probably clicked on because you were like, Ensnare. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either, to be honest. Yeah, look at this. Queens on... Man, you're getting every Zerg unit in this cast? Are we skipping anything? Lings, I guess Lurkers. We haven't seen Lurkers in this game, but I think we're going to see everything else except for Devourers. Again, long game. There's a lot we can see. Yeah, that tank sieging sound is not good. It's not good for me. Alright. Well, science vessels are going to try to dislodge the hydras from this location. The tanks are rolling in a little bit late. Scourge tried to catch those science vessels, missed terribly, thanks to the number of +3. Oh, he parasited a tank. Holy... Oh, he killed his own tank for it. Oh my gosh. I always wondered why we didn't see Parasite more. I thought part of it was just it's not reliable. But, dude, people are totally willing to murder the unit that's been parasited. Which is, can you imagine you're a tank commander and all of a sudden this thing like flies onto your tank and attaches itself. And then everyone turns on you and just blows you sky high. That'd be terrible. All right, man. Early irradiates on the ultras. The earlier you can irradiate these ultras, the better it is for you. Ensnare gets tossed down on stationary targets, which it does slow the attack speed of some units. Tanks are not included in that, so it doesn't really do anything to that guy. But man, the split on the irradiates here for DinoT are they're not amazing. They're not incredible. I hate the neutral blue because it's just close enough to the blue of Testie here that I think there's a science vessel wandering up this way, but no, there's not. No, you're not. So this ultra probably got irradiated twice there. Yeah, he's irradiating him twice because it does take 2 to take down an ultralisk. One will take it down to about 150, as you can see over here, which means that the second one will definitely finish it off. So Testie, first time in a while, is pushing here. Dark Swarm is up. The Hydras are pretty protected by this. God, are we just going? All right, man. Dino's just going. There are too many tanks, though. And the Ultras are turning into puddles of mud right there. Testie making it happen against Zerg. We've seen this time and time again. Ensnare does slow the push. It slows the movement speed of these units. That's incredible. So Testie's trying to take the southern section of the map for himself. Dino has 4,700 minerals and 400 gas. He's making a Nidus Canal somewhere. I don't know where. Man, these poor ultras. We're just trying to set up, everyone. We're not killing you yet. I don't think. The ultras maybe trying to sneak around and just go in this front door, which is actually pretty lightly defended by just a couple tanks. This could be a problem. I mean, Testie's production lives here. I don't think he has factories anywhere else. So yeah, honestly, DinoT, go for it, man. Push. Oh, wait. Okay, are we flanking? What is... Okay, well, So that wasn't great, Zerg players. I hope you averted your eyes. It looked like he was going to come down this way and snake up to the third and wreck it. That would have been humongous. That would have been like game winning for him. But instead he does this like terrible trailing off-handed, like these. These are not really solid attacks. This tank has got to have like 100 kills. 6 kills, 7 kills, 6 kills, 9 kills, 8 kills. Yeah, these guys are doing work down here with their +3. Yeah, attacking into an entrenched Terran position from the ground is just never going to work. We've seen it attempted 100 times on the channel in the last 6 months. It never works. It just doesn't. Even if you have Dark Swarm, the splash damage is just too much from these tanks. Nothing you have can survive it. So again, coming down here, killing this third, would have ended it. I think that would have been it. This was like where all the SCVs are. That's where all the income was. This isn't a base yet. Everything else is mined out of the entire universe. And the Zerg player's on 100 bases with a 20 worker lead that would be more substantial if this base had gone down. Scourge. Is he trying to scourge down this command? Oh my gosh, he tried to scourge down the command center. He almost got it. That was almost a massive victory for him. This is just DinoT trying over and over to ground his way through an entrenched position against tanks. No. Not going to work. Is he waiting for Plague to finish? Is he going to try to Plague something from here? I think that's what he's going to do. Oh, wait. Did it die? I think the Defiler died. Okay. Never mind. No more sneakiness for you, friend. So Testie very slowly, very methodically is retaking the bottom right-hand corner of the base, which did belong to the Zerg player for a hot minute. DinoT decides to expand over this way instead and has a bajillion Zerglings and Ultralisks, because again, he had a 4,000 bank, which translates into a lot of Zerglings. They have 2 attack. Give them 3 attack, man. Finish him off if you're going to do this. This is what I wanted him to do. So he's going to come up. He's going to take some Spider Mines to the face and a couple tanks, but that's about it. So jumping on these factories really sucks for Testie. He does... Oh, he lifts. He lifts so good. He's going to lose a lot. He's going to lose some supply depots. He's going to get supply blocked, likely. But his production survives. Entirely, actually. Every one of these factories will survive. Coming into the 3rd base, which is defunct at this point. The 4th base is now running. Testie is just staying 1 step ahead of this attack so far. Yeah, man. Supply depots. Get them. Drive the Terran player into ruin for supply. And there's the supply block. Bam. There it is. We have like 10 more supply depots to kill. So Testie is at 122 supply, and he's going to be there for some time, I feel like. Nothing much can kill him at this stage. He's really entrenched. Ironically, this may be where Guardians might work. There's a couple science vessels, but not a lot. So yeah, Testie is down to 40 total supply. I think all of that is in the form of command centers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would be it. 4 command centers is your supply right now. Flyer attack on the way. Is he making... Oh, he's making mutas. He decides he needs something to kill these flying buildings that the Terran player owns. It's entirely unfair, isn't it, in his professional opinion. But yeah, Testie's just going to have to hang out here for a minute. He's really protected. Spider-Mine's getting cleared up by Lings, whether intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know. But really good players will send Lings through attempted attempted minefields or guessed minefields, right? Assumed minefields. 62 to 34. Like, DinoT should just be maxed out all the time. And he is. He's making Guardians. Okay. He's going to try to break this with Guardian. But what he needs to do is bait out some irradiates on other stuff. And I don't know what is the problem. Because at this point, I don't think he's going to waste irradiates on Ultras. There's only a couple of them. This here scouting factory does see the Guardians. Science vessels. Ho! Where are you? That's so hard to tell where they are. Oh, they're right here. Cool. There's the irradiate. The split. Not okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Wow. That was some good irradiate. Every one of the Guardians died to irradiate there. Whether it was direct or splash, it doesn't matter. That Ultra running around helplessly dying on the ground. This is going to be a Testie win, isn't it? Sure, he's backed into a corner. Sure, he's only on 2 bases. And I don't know. Like, so far, I don't know that it's actually earned the Gosu Gamers tag. It just feels like Testie's the better player. DinoT's been very aggressive. But he's just made a bunch of mistakes that really have kept Testie in this game. One was going mass Mutalisks. Are you joking? Says DinoT. Says Testie. Right, mass Mutalisk against Terran. When they have irradiates, it's just never going to work out. There's a reason we never see Terran players go 24 Mutalisks in pro games. They will go 10. They might even go 12. But they will never go that many Mutas because they're too easy to counter. This Guardian. How many kills are you going to get before you die, buddy? 0? Cool. 0 kills, 1 kills. The Guardians have not paid for themselves today, I don't think, as a whole. Oh, not Scourge. Not Scourge on command centers, though. It's not enough. It's not enough damage. DinoT decides he needs drops, which I will wholeheartedly agree with. He needs drops. Like, dropping right on top of this whole thing right here would be pretty great. I don't know that you're dropping over here would work out as well, but this bottom right-hand base seems pretty ripe for it. I mean, the one thing we're going to do today is definitely mine out the map. Testie is shocked that he plagued a command center. It's a fair point. He's just plaguing whatever he can reach from the high ground here. I mean, it's a free vulture. That's exciting. Oh, radiating the defilers. Got 2 science vessels out of it, though. All right. That's what we're here for. Look at all these supply depots that Testie built. Smart. Smart work there. And then finishing off stuff that's been plagued is pretty easy. Because it's like at 1 HP. Testie being a little bit careless with his units has let some people come out here to die recently. Again, the high ground is a big deal right now. Because, like, you can barely see these things only a little bit when they fire. Oh, look, we made a battle cruiser. Holy what? Battle cruiser operational. I was not watching the production tab for that. The BCs decide it's time to engage with the mutas, who do have +1 attack and +2 armor. But making BCs versus Ultras, huh? At least he's getting Yamato. I think he has it. Pretty sure that came through. He's just going into mass BC. All right, fine. This earned the Gosu Gamers tag just because Guardians, Ultras, Queens, and Ensnare. Oh my gosh, Devourers are on the way. Devourers are coming in. Battle Cruisers. Dude, Nemesis is going to be so happy. So happy about this one. He is the biggest battle cruiser fanboy that I know. Devourers by themselves do a ton of damage, but the acids that they drop, acid spores, increases damage taken more with every spore that you have. So you don't want to engage with Devourers too heavily. Works against buildings, anything that can fly. We will hit ya. Oh, acid spores don't apply to buildings. I guess that makes sense. I did not know that. I didn't know that acid spores don't apply to Terran buildings when they're flying. It makes sense. It really does. Just hadn't thought about it. Oh, we got a plague. We got a plague on the battle cruisers. That's not good. Oh my gosh, another plague right here would be... Oh, that was sick. That was sick. They're acid spored and plagued right now. I don't think that stacks. I'm pretty sure that the damage taken by plague does not stack with the acid spores. I'm pretty sure that's just traditional damage. Whereas plague is a spell. Dude, DinoT, though. He's having a blast. Just to make every Zerg unit, except for lurkers. Oh, Yamato. Oh, he doesn't get the Yamato off because the Devourers finish him. I think they could get that command center if they wanted to. DinoT. He's getting impatient. It's like, we're 40 minutes into this thing. Come on. Move out. So I can kill you. Testie's like, what? What are you? I don't know. Chill. I'm hanging out. Everything's cool. No reason for me to freak out on anything. Let's make them more Guardians, more Devourers. It's more battle cruisers, man. Those acid spores stick around for some time as well. Yamatos did take down one of those Devourers. Oop. Couple Guardians went down there. As they will do. Defiler energy coming in. Defiler has nothing to plague. He's going to pull back a little bit. I don't know what killed that Defiler. Something killed that Defiler up there. Testie decides it's time to move out. Sure, he caught another plague, which totally sucks, but let's... The Hydras are a problem, though. The Hydras with +2 attack are pretty scary if you've already taken a plague and acid spores. Yeah, let's pull back. Let's get healed up. Testie is just playing this as patiently as you possibly can. Zergling's trying to clear out whatever is left of Testie in the left side of the map. Seems reasonable. Yeah, I mean, he's committed to BCs at this point. That's all I've seen in the production tab for the last 5 minutes is battle cruisers and upgrades. Ship weapons, especially working on level 2 here. Now that he has his armories back. So, 2-gas battle cruiser, eh? But yeah, man, DinoT has mined out several bases here. There are 4 minerals left in that patch. That one's pretty healthy. This one's been around for some time. Guardians are trying to chase down these vultures that are just going to run in. Free Defilers, though. Free Defilers, though. Got one. Got one of the Defilers. I guess that's a fair victory there for Testie. He has a lot of minerals. So yeah, those little vulture expansion or attacks shouldn't be too hard to deal with. Love the Nidus Canal. Raw! Terran music blaring in the background. Spider Mine's getting picked out of the ground by these Hydras. He's actually landing Spider Mines on this high ground, interestingly enough. The Hydras are so good against the battle cruisers. One of them... 4 HP! 4 HP and alive. He survives to tell the story of getting home after going on the giant Zerg attack of 2020. Actually, this game was most likely from like 2007 or 8, so never mind. It's been a while. Testie has some thoughts. They're not super verbose, but he has thoughts. I don't know what these ultras are waiting for. I guess they know they can't get in with all the tanks on the high ground and the low ground here, but... He's got them in reserve for some reason. Yamato's down a Defiler. Again, that's energy versus resources. A Yamato killing a Defiler is a major win for the Terran. Sight range coming in for the Overlords. I don't recognize that particular icon. We don't see that a lot in the Carbot, that particular upgrade, or really anywhere in any of the StarCraft games. So we're looking at 4 total bases which are mining. I mean, you might as well hop on these geysers for gas. You'll get a little bit of return. Even though it says depleted, you got 2 per return, which is not bad. And he could use all the gas that, you know, he can get right now. He's sitting on 600, which is not nearly as big as his mineral bank. Yamatoing down those Devourers. They're pretty tanky. They do have 5 armor, but the Yamato ignores that armor and hits for a big whopping I'd say it's 250, so it does one-shot these Devourers. More Yamatos getting tossed down. So it's 260 points of explosive damage. Fair enough. I just killed a Guardian with that. Oh, this match, though. I saw the length. I knew the length of the game based on the replay file. And I knew it would be a doozy. But I didn't expect this much turtling out of Testie, to be fair. But yeah, I can definitely see why it earned the Gosu tag at this point. We get Devourers versus Battle Cruisers. Like, that's not something you see every day. And that's one of the criteria for the Gosu games, is just strategies and battles you don't see all the time in StarCraft. This is definitely one of them. Like, Devourers versus BCs, I'm not sure has ever been on my channel before, with the exception of maybe some of the user-submitted replays that I do every Sunday. If you've been missing out on those, first of all, you should watch them. They're fun. It's every Sunday. I will cast live replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Brood War. Here on YouTube, actually, so you don't have to go to a new platform or anything. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. I do schedule those, so if you just come to my channel, it should show a scheduled stream for the next one. It's about 11 a.m. U.S. time. So the Devourers are taking some hits. A lot of them are orange, some of them are red. None of them are green, which is bad. These Ultras have just been sitting back here, sniffing each other's butts for like 20 minutes now. They're just giant dogs in the Carbot universe. That's all they are. I think this is a Testie win. I just do. I feel like he's got enough battle cruisers to one-shot these Devourers, all of them. Does he have 12, actually? He does. So Yamato's all of them down, kills the Defilers. The rest of it is not a problem at that point. But the trick is not catching a plague to the face, right? And a plague on none of the BCs. That's big. That's a big deal for Testie. Missile turrets going down and burning to death are not good. But keeping the BCs alive is much better. Repair costs gas. And sure, it's cheaper to repair your battle cruiser from 0 to 100% health than it is to make a new one, but it still takes a lot of time to repair, and it's a lot of resources that you'd rather not lose. Man, the number of Guardians made in this game has got to be some kind of a record. It really does, at least for my channel. See, wandering into range of that missile turret. I like Guardians. I've always liked Guardians. Like, my favorite comp back in the year 1999, the year 2000, was Guardian Mutalisk Devourer Queen. Is this our engagement? Oh, Yamato's going down a lot. A BC does get out of here, but the Devourer is taking some serious hits to their numbers and forced to flee. One battlecruiser for probably 4 or 5 Devourers there. Was a good trade. And that's what this is. StarCraft is so often just about good trades. So I think Testie is just going to be more cost efficient. He's just going to use Yamato for the most part down here. Wipe out stuff that DinoT is spending resources on, and especially gas on. And then just kind of wait it out. Wait for this to get mined out. Wait for this to get mined out. And then suddenly there's not much gas coming in, and replacing these units is harder. And then Testie just slow rolls it from there. I really feel like that's what we're going to see here. Guardian down. Another Devourer down. Just a regular missile fire there, I think, for the most part. Do you have money? Says Testie. Yeah, it's not as much as he used to. He used to have 4,000 minerals. He's at 8480. How much gas do you have? DinoT. 1,349. I mean, it's a plausible lie. It's really not bad. I'm not sure if Testie believed him or not, but Testie's bank is looking pretty healthy, man. He's going to be maxed out on BCs here soon. They're going to have +3 attack. He's not bothering with armor, which, I don't know, when you have that many BCs, I feel like that would be a good thing to have, but Testie is significantly better at Brood War than I am in pretty much every possible way. Guardian down. Devourers try to sneak in here and take down another BC. Can't do it. And Yamato's taking out a couple Devourers in return. So they do a little bit of damage to the BCs, but lose 2 of their number. And DinoT's at 200 gas. 200 gas. I think he's depleted on every one of his extractors, including this one, which he is new, and this one, which is, again, new. So his gas income is basically like 10 extractors that are depleted. Which is better than nothing. It is substantially better than nothing. If this was StarCraft 2, those expire, and they expire. So the Zerg player would have no gas at this point. He'd be done. His bank would be empty. The Terran player would have a bit of an easier time winning this thing. But again, he's been taking advantage of the refineries being depleted, yet returning resources too. So hard to know. Hard to know who would benefit if they changed to the expired model for refineries and extractors and, well, the geysers themselves. Yes, that's what we're talking about. The geysers. Anyway, hit that like button if you're still here. Like 51 minutes into this thing. And you're enjoying it, hit that like button. Leave me a comment if you have any questions for me, feedback. I read every comment anyone ever makes on any of my videos. So give it a try. It's good for the algorithm. Let's just say that. You ever wondered why every YouTube channel you watch talks about likes and comments and subscriptions? It's because that's the YouTube algorithm. It will promote stuff to other viewers that gets a lot of likes and subscribes and stuff. So that's the reason. Queen's coming in the battle. Are they committing? Oh, jeez. Why are they move command? What the heck? Testie? He just lost a BC because he wasn't A-moving. He went on a little journey to see what was up here. Lost a BC in the process. That really feels like a move command that went poorly for him. Battle cruisers are generally healthy, though. Not a lot of repair required here. Another Guardian down. The Devourer count is a little bit intimidating. There are probably 15 there. The Queens for Ensnare, I would guess. It's like an Ensnare Plague Acid Spore combo would be kind of nuts. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Especially not in the Carbot. Fare thee well, Engineering Bay. All right, Testie going for it. God, the Yamatos are great. The Ultras coming into the ground here as well. Battle cruisers Yamatoing, one-shotting these Devourers. The Ensnare is slowing down the battle cruisers in their attack speed just a little bit here. Ultras on the ground, not enough of them. Where did the rest of them go? I don't know, but the BC count is still fairly healthy. Additional Ultras are coming in right now. The Devourer count, not great. Battle cruisers with Ensnare on them continue moving along right now. Suddenly it's 122 to 65 total supply. DinoT has the larva and the bank to remax on something here. The question is, what does he do? I mean, he moved because he was mined out, right? He's like, it's time to go. That's a good indication. DinoT making Zerglings. DinoT making Defilers. He's making 3 Ultras. He's trying to counter what is happening here from Testie. But I don't think anything on the ground is going to work against this many +3 tanks. I mean, it's not 12, it's not 30 of them. It is only 8, but that is so intimidating when they have the +3. I just don't think engaging on the ground with this is going to work, which is why hiders aren't really the answer. Is the tanks are helping. If this was just mass BC, you would just get Dark Swarm, you get hiders, and you'd win. But the tanks change the equation here so much for Testie. Just trying to send SCVs up for scouting purposes. I mean, that's it. DinoT is down to 100 minerals. He's done. He can make a pair of Zerglings. Sorry, 2 pairs of Zerglings. And that's it, man. Testie's making 4 more BCs. I think Testie has this pretty convincingly. It's just a question of when DinoT recognizes what's happening. I mean, that is not enough. I'm going to qualify this as not enough Zerg to beat this much stuff, especially with the tank support. I mean, Testie's not maxed out, no. Well, he's at 150 supply to 82 for DinoT. Production tabs are empty. Repairing is happening on these SCVs as much as they can. Battle cruisers are back to full health. Oh, yeah, they're all back to full health, baby. You better believe it. Does he have exactly 12? I think he has exactly 12. Maybe, hold on. Yeah, I think we selected all of them here. So 12 BCs with +3 attack and no armor upgrades at all. Cruising out to take down the Swarm. There are not enough hiders here. Like, again, a Dark Swarm here will save the day temporarily. Decent Plague, but you gotta run away, man. Oh, another great Plague. Hydra's fighting here. A Dark's not an... Oh, Dark Swarm does come up. Hydra's jump in. And the battle cruisers have to retreat from their position. But they do not... Oh. Yeah, the Hydras can't engage outside of Dark Swarm. There just aren't enough of them. But he killed a Defiler. That's a big deal. There's 1 Defiler left. I think that's it. I think that is DinoT's 1 Defiler. Okay, so he spawned Broodling the Goliath with this queen that is now dead. Fine, fine. Oh, this is over. This is done. Testie suffered the loss of his main base, his natural base, his 3rd base. Re-established in the bottom right, went 2 base battle cruiser and won with extreme levels of patience versus Guardians and Devourers, Queens, Defilers, Ultralisks, Hydralisks, you name it. With the exception of Lurkers, DinoT threw them at Testie today. That has a lot of Scourge all of a sudden. Even so, with a bunch of Scourge, with +3 armor, I don't see it. I don't see it happening at all for DinoT. It would be an incredible comeback for him. I mean, he was way ahead, and then Testie made this comeback, and then a comeback from DinoT would be incredible, but I just don't see it on the horizon with my caster eyes, which are defective sometimes, you guys have pointed out. Trying to get better. You know how it is. Here we go. DinoT's committing. He's coming in with the Ultras. He's coming in with the Scourge, but they're getting picked off before they get hits. I don't know if a single one of those Scourge got a connection there. Not a single one. Yamato's down in Overlord. The Dark Swarm didn't really help against the incoming Ultras. The Dark Swarms were late, I want to say, and that's it, man. Somehow... Does he have income somewhere? Oh, he does have a mineral patch. Okay. So he's making more Scourge, but as we saw, once you get up to a certain number of BCs with a certain number of upgrades, they will one-shot Scourge as they try to approach them, and if you have enough battle cruisers, the one-shotting is real. All of the Scourge die. Battle cruisers, somewhat injured, one of them died. I mean, that's some pretty cost-efficient stuff, if you ask me as a Terran commander. Like, DinoT is not winning. He knows. He has to know he's not winning this game. I win, says Testie. Okay, technically says me win. DinoT says no. What? He says no because he's 15. Let's be honest. You're pretty contrary when you're 15. No, because I want... You. Oh, you want. You just want to win, DinoT? Is Testie going to let you win? Dude, I don't know. The battle cruisers are so scared of. There's nothing left, man. He's not hiding with some giant... like mass Hydra Dark Swarm Plague army. It's just that's what he would need. He doesn't have it. DinoT has all the gas in the world and so few minerals. This patch, though, this patch has been running for like the whole game. It was an extra bonus patch. Even if the Scourge kill the battle cruisers, which I don't think they will. Look at him trying to battle cruiser micro. It's good. It's good. There's nothing to kill this ground army, okay? So even if you kill all these BCs through some miracle of Scourge technology. Testie says, only. You can't kill these tanks. There's nothing to kill these tanks. There's nothing on the ground. You have some drones. Scourge count's a little scary. Could make another pair here. Did he pull off the mineral field? Yeah, again, even if you come from multiple angles and the Goliaths aren't involved, there's no way these battle cruisers die. I mean, again, decent number of Scourge here. He stopped mining from this mineral patch for reasons I don't understand. He could make more Scourge with what little remains there. He's making a pair, which he could do this whole time. He's mining the minerals now. The Scourge are trying to set up in advantageous locations. He's got Overlords in the mix. Is he trying to come in from 3 directions on these guys? Back them into a corner? It doesn't matter. Look. They're doing 25 plus 9. They're doing 34 damage per shot. You have 25 HP. And some armor. So that reduces it by 3, but the math does not add up for you. You're still getting one shot by these battle cruisers. He knows it. He saw it. Oh, he's making a new Defiler. If DinoT wins this game, I will eat my hat. I don't actually own a hat, I don't think. But nevertheless, there's no way, kiddo. Like, I appreciate the effort. I do. I mean, you're 27 years old at this point, so you're not a kid anymore. And if you're watching this, hello. Hope you enjoyed this cast of your classic game that I'm sure a lot of people have watched. Leave a comment if you're here. Testie very cautiously, very slowly. Are you going to make him kill all of your buildings, DinoT? Is that what you're into these days? The SCVs are chasing the Defiler. That's hilarious. Get back here. We just want to give you a hug with our drills. It's like, pull back to the sunken. Oh, gets picked up by an Overlord. Saves it. SCV's taking down a hatchery. SCV's taking down another hatchery. Battle cruisers pulled back to relative safety down in the bottom right. Is Testie just using SCVs to win this game? He can. I'm pretty sure there are enough SCVs to take down a Sunken. Or 2. He's trying to kill this drone that just wants to go back home with his 2 Vespene gas. Oh, it's a bunch of them. Or it was. Drone count not healthy. Let's just say that. Tank setting up. Oh no, a plague. Alright, this game's over. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Sat here for an hour and a half on this one, guys. It was serious business. DinoT just doesn't recognize when it's time to go. Because again, 15, I get it. We were all 15 once. Oh, well, so 2 decent plagues and your Defiler's gone. SCV's trying to kill these drones as they run around, but I mean, they've got 3 armor, and the upgrades don't increase for workers, so like worker on worker action is hard to pull off once you get into the late game, it turns out, as long as someone's invested in ground armor. Which, actually, Testie has not. His SCVs don't have the armor, because they're not mechanical. It's a weird sight, like electricity all over the bleeding eye of the hatchery. Good game, yo. Oh, did I miss the Scourge attack? You're a lamer. I'm a lamer. No! I missed the Scourge attempt! Ah! I mean, it did alright. Probably killed a couple battle cruisers. Spoiler alert, it didn't kill all of them. I'll go back. We'll watch that. But DinoT is making... I've not seen this in like a professional level game, which again, this is probably just a random ladder match between these 2 players at some point. The micro on these overlords. It goes through stuff, man. And that's it. Extractor gone. Game over. DinoT is eliminated. Alright. Hold on. I must find where the Scourge did their thing. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Did I not go far enough back? Where are my Scourge gone? No, they're here. Okay, good. Let's play. Let's speed it up. When did the Scourge go? SCVs come down and start killing stuff. Those guys go that way. Scourge moving. Scourge trying to set up for their big moment. They're all in one group. They're hiding back on one of the remaining refuges. Don't tell me they die to, like, Goliaths. They don't actually go after the BCs. That would be sad. Oh, oh. Sneaking down the left side, splitting into control groups. Is this it? Oh, this is it. This is them setting up for it. The Overlord tries to see what the battle cruisers are. Are there any Goliaths in there? Probably. And he decides it's time to go. I mean, not bad. Those guys overshot the target a bit. That's it. Wow. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a game. I can tell you that much. I mean, I really do think it just came down to decision making by DinoT more than in most games that I cast, right? Just the mass Mutalisks engaging into an entrenched position with a million Goliaths and a Radiate jumping on your head. That's not how Mutalisks work. He lost a ton of stuff there, and then by the time he tried to do anything else, there were a million tanks out. We know how Zerg does when there's a bunch of tanks out with upgrades, and then the battle cruisers with the tank support was just really hard to crack. He didn't have the resources to go for 1,000,000 Hydras with Dark Swarm. The Devourers were really good, but Testie was so patient, just taking the damage and then repairing it, taking the damage, repairing it. Is making good trades the whole game. So that leads us to a 475,000 points for Testie, 445,000 for DinoT. 800 Zerg units produced to 400 Terran units produced. The ratio on the other side is ridiculous. It's only 200 Terran units dead and 750 Zerg units killed, which is insane. Everybody lost a lot of buildings today, obviously. And yeah, I mean, DinoT doubling up the income. And usually in a ZVT, if you see this kind of thing, where you double up the income on the Terran player, you win. But no. Nope. Not today. Not when the Terran player makes good decisions and is meching, and the Zerg player makes a couple big bad ones. So that's it, man. I gotta do something else. I've been in this chair way too long. So that's gonna be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.